Here's your host, Chelsea Edwards.
You know, I'll just keep going if y'all keep clapping. Hey, besties, welcome to another episode of Chattin With Chelsea. I'm your daytime bestie, Chelsea Edwards. It is Black History Month, and we are kicking it off the only way we know how, that is loud and proud. Am I right? All right. We've got the head of the Black Arts Movement here, plus Crew of Horrors. This Mardi Gras Houston crew celebrates representation and West African culture. Let's hear a little bit more about what Crew of Horrors is all about.
So, being a former band director in the city of Houston, traveling to Louisiana and Alabama with my bands, I wanted to bring that culture here to Houston. So I got with our now sitting president, Rashard Cave.
Okay.
And we decided to bring together the first African American crew to the city of Houston.
Wow, and that is, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around because Houston is already so diverse, but they didn't already have a black crew essentially.
Based on my research, no. Students and people will have to go to Galveston to do the same thing or travel outside of the city to Louisiana or to Alabama or Mississippi to get that experience. So we want to bring that experience here to Houston.
Well, I love that. And now when I hear Mardi Gras crew, I just think party. I think beads. I think we tearing up the town. But y'all are about more than that, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to talk about that?
Well, we can talk about really community.
Okay.
We're all from different communities. We all reside either from Texas, Louisiana, or Mississippi. We come together and we had our wonderful Mardi Gras ball and brought our friends and families out and had a great time. So we just impact the entire community and make a difference.
Nice. What's the greater goal? I mean, y'all are pretty new, right?
Yes.
But what's the greater goal? Where do you see this going for you all?
When you think about the social aid and the pleasure club, the greater goal is bringing more collected black male individuals together to continue to make an impact in our society. You have industry leaders, you have politicians, you have those who are making an impact in their private sectors, but if we can come together and bring a few more good men along the way, we'll continue to make that impact.
I love that, celebrating history while making history as well. And you have one of your mentees
We do.
here as well. What is your name, young man?
Burden Gap.
That is a grown voice right there. Okay. What does it mean for you to be a part of this organization?
It was something that I didn't know I needed at first and or wanted. Once I lost my father, I was very reluctant to get any advice from another man that wasn't him. So that was something that was big for me. But once I met Mr. Knight was very helpful in the process of going through my trauma, getting my mind right, and introducing me to these brothers that you see here today. So Mr. Knight is a real big representation of what it means to be a leader and getting me out of my comfort zone to be able to even get the guidance and the knowledge that I have from these brothers here today.
Man, I love that so much.
Right.
Is there a piece of advice that they have handed down to you that you are already incorporating or even able to pass on to others?
Don't shut off from love. Love comes in many forms. It's not just, something that comes from the parents, but also people that look like you that went through something that you already, that you might be going through now that already walked before you. So that was probably one of the biggest things that I took from being around them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that too. That is good. That is really good right there. Man, wise beyond his years already from hanging around with y'all. Now, Christopher, what would you say is the importance of still starting things? I know in this it's 2026, so people think everything has been done, but here you are, you created a first for the city of Houston.
We created the first here in the city of Houston, but historically, social aid and mutual clubs are nothing new. After Reconstruction in America, because we didn't have access to government entities like insurance, burial insurance, what ends up happening is the African American men in the community got together collectively to aid in what was going on in the community, such as building schools, churches, education. When people died that didn't have burial insurance, the crew took care of those things.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what is the crew taking care of nowadays?
So our philosophy is, just like Braden said, is to look at men between the ages of 21 to 30 and ensure that we will instill in them what we have based on our experience. Not just based on education, but based on experience. And hopefully spending a year with us or two, that they can go back into their communities and instill those same things.
Man, I'm seeing it already. All right. Hey guys, we want to talk more about what you all are doing, but first we're going to take a quick commercial break and we'll be back with more Crew of Porous. We are back celebrating Black History Month with Crew of Porous. Now, we learned a lot about your organization in the first part of the show, but we got to meet the fellas. All right, so let's start down here. Give us your name, and what do you do as well?
My name is Tim Pickett. I am the managing partner for the Prophetess Group, and I'm a healthcare consultant.
All right, thank you. My name is Donald Jefferson, and I'm an IT manager for Chevron.
Right, my name is Ron Lockett II. I'm an IT engineering project manager and also a business owner.
My name is Christopher Knight. I'm the program director for African American Studies at the University of Houston.
My name is Elias Papillon, and I'm actually in robotics, and I own a cigar company called Sticks and Stones.
Very cool, very cool.
My name is Brandon Forker, and I'm a creative director.
My name is Brian Keith Roberson II. I'm an educational consultant and school board trustee.
Also a troublemaker. He's snickering immediately.
My name is Ron Johnson, educator, entrepreneur.
Nice.
Danny Davis, private chef and sommelier.
Nice.
And Braden Ganner, senior at the University of Houston.
I mean, I love it. I love the diversity and the occupations as well. Now, you wanted to start this because you wanted to see more diversity when it came to like this specific sector of Mardi Gras crews, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what do you, I guess, because Mardi Gras is coming up, right? And so we're thinking like, oh, we're going to see a little bit of everybody out there, but that hasn't always been the case.
So in the city of Houston, it has not been the case. Based on friends and family, around this time, February, March, give or take, we always had to travel to Louisiana or New Orleans or Alabama or Galveston, Texas to experience what we could experience here in Houston. Most people don't know that Houston is an oil and gas city. And back in the early 40s, 50s, we had a lot of influx of people from Louisiana to move here in Fifth Ward. That's why Fifth Ward is called Creole Town.
Oh!
But we never had a Mardi Gras parade or a ball here in the city of Houston.
Nice.
Right.
Okay, and so are we working on that as well?
Next year, 2027, ball and parade will be happening here in Houston, sponsored by the Crew of Porous.
I love that. I can't wait to go myself. Now, you have given us some real nuggets of Black history that I honestly did not know about. Are there other parts of Black history that you guys feel should be talked about more?
Well, yes. First of all, when it comes to Black history is a living, breathing situation. I think that far too often we focus on the Martins, the Malcolms, and Mahalias when we can actually focus on, Rashad, Tiaras, and Danny's. We have people that are actually doing great things in our community right now that we can actually shine a spotlight on.
Absolutely. For you guys, how has Black history played a role in what you're doing now?
I'll jump in. I live and breathe everything education, being a former principal, being on the school board, being a professor. And when I think about what we do each and every day for young people to show them what is capable, especially those of African descent, our kids can thrive because our ancestors have thrived. And so that's what our collective job is to do, to remind them of how great they are so that every young man can grow to be great and every young woman knows she can rock her crown no matter how high she wants to wear it.
I love that. I love that. And y'all are like a real representation of you can do anything. You can get into anything that you want to get into and just, seeing it really does help, right? So were there role models for you all growing up that stood out and helped you get to where you are today?
I would say for me in my community, yes, is because it was brung onto me very early as a young man that you don't necessarily have to dribble a ball or be able to sing or rap into a microphone to be successful, right? I think that's one of the things that in our community for a long period of time has been the only way that we could breed success, because of the fact of we've been hit with so many stalemates of getting into other things, whether it be banking or law or being a medical physician, whatever it may be. So I think seeing people in my community being able to be other things and showing that there's a gateway to do that, I think that's what we all represent here today.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I want to see you guys continue to grow. So, I mean, that is the goal. We're like, we can add more, we can have more. Okay, we want more of this crew. How do people get involved if they want to learn more?
For more information, they can follow us on all of our social media platforms, Crew of Pours with a K, as well as crewofpours.com.
Okay, is there a certain timeline for when you will accept new members? And how did y'all come together? Like, did y'all just already know each other?
I think this is about 15 different groups that came together organically. But it started with a central group, and then we went to various individuals in our network, and we're so like-minded. Yet we're very different, but we come together very well because I think the central focus is impact in the vision of transforming our communities. And so if you are a like-minded individual, this spring we're looking for a few good men to come on and join us.
All right, well, thank you for making history and setting the example. You guys, we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be back with BAM! Black Art Movement.
Come back to me.
The Black Arts Movement is all about amplifying Black creative voices, past, present, and future. Joining us now, Robert Jackson. That's my printed name. But you do have history to your nickname.
Of course, yes. My preferred name, Rob. I'm named after my father, the late great Big Roo, or Rob of the Screwed Up Clique. He was a fallen soldier here in Houston and lost his life to gun violence. So any space and any opportunity I get to keep my father's legacy alive, I do that, because that's what it's about when we think about that next generation.
Yes. So what is Black Arts Movement about? What do you do through that?
Amazing. So the Black Arts Movement is an incredible new platform that was recently launched by Harrison Guy and Walter Hall, who pioneered this work, really birthed out of Urban Souls Dance Company, which launched in 2004. So in celebrating 20 years of this incredible dance company here in Houston, they decided they want to extend beyond just dance and cater to all aspects of the arts in the Black community. So there have been several events and a public launch in which they've been promoting, amplifying, and championing Black arts across the region, and they're doing a wonderful job. I just happen to be a witness, as I like to say.
Okay, all right. Not a bad job to be a witness to all of this.
And a spokesperson at this point.
Yes, because I love it. We're talking theater, we're talking,
visual arts, dance,
okay.
Sculpture, poetry, spoken and written form. There's even people who are DJs, disc jockeys, that are part of the movement.
Anything creative might fall under this category.
Exactly.
Now, does this organization also include funding? Because I feel like that is a barrier that we hear about a lot when it comes to Black artistic expression. The funding is not there.
Absolutely. So the Black Arts Movement was funded by the BIPOC Arts Networking Fund, which is a regional organization that launched in 2001 and has supported and funded over 250 artists, cultural workers, and cultural organizations in the past 5 years. Right. And so Black Arts Movement is one of 250 plus organizations that have really been invested in, and they're launching some incredible programs. They recently are working on a fellowship program. I don't want to share too much because more will be shared on that.
Okay, secrets. Okay, all right.
We don't want to chat too much.
Okay, all right. I'll let you slide on that one. Let you get away with not chatting up everything.
Exactly.
So we can look forward to events and highlighting emerging artists.
Yes.
What else when it comes to, I guess, connecting these artists with the community?
Yes, so what I love about the Black Arts Movement in this current iteration is a couple months ago, they had a mixer for artists who identify as a Black artist to come to the Deluxe Theater and simply meet and greet. I think it's important in this era that we prioritize gathering, not really with an agenda per se, but just with the opportunity to hold space. More spaces are needed just to gather, and the Black Arts Movement is lighting the way in that way.
Yes, and once you get creative minds together in a room, you never know what's going to come out of
There's
it.
so much that happens. So it's only the beginning to what could be a musical production, a new song, a new poem, a new film, a new dance video, you know?
Yes.
So opportunities are abundant and endless.
But can we have too many dance videos?
There's never enough.
Never enough.
Especially with TikTok and social media and other forms, you know,
Right?
It's endless. The more we dance, the better. And I know you like dancing
You
on,
know it. You
on
know
this
it.
show.
I can use some more inspiration. Give me some more moves, okay? What is the importance of making sure that Black voices are amplified in all these different sectors of art?
Yes, and so the work that I do with the BIPOC Arts Networking Fund is simply that, amplifying and championing all these incredible cultural workers and cultural leaders here in Houston, but also that do work on an international level, who are deeply invested in the BIPOC community, the Black, Indigenous, people of color communities, whether that's the Latinx community, the Black community, Indigenous communities, Pacific Islander, and Asian communities. Those are micro communities that at one point were working in silos. And the BIPOC Arts Networking Fund ensures that we break down those barriers, lean into abundant mindset, and prioritize that collaboration is the way in which action can be manifested.
What does the world look like without Black artists?
There is no world. There's no world at all. But there's nothing but Blackness without Black artists. I think Black arts are at the center and core of our everyday cultural fabric, from the shoes that we wear to the hair products we use, which is also an art form, right? To the food that we eat in the culinary world. Everything that is rich with cultural nuance, I believe the inception started with Blackness and Black artists.
Wow. Now, riddle me this.
Uh-oh.
So the other barrier that I hear about, especially for young artists who are, even if they're not young age-wise, but they are new to their specific craft, it might be trying to figure out, you know, how to build, how to find people who are looking for their work or who want their production. Is there help with that as well?
So that's a multi-pronged, layered question around support systems, right? What we know is that these systems that we currently have are slightly fragmented, right? There's education is fragmented in the sense that people in high school aren't directed in the right way around a career pathway, and they may be unclear on which direction they go. They might hear from their mom or their parents that, oh, the arts is where people don't have high-paying jobs, but there's these misconceptions that we must demystify before we even begin the search process. Luckily, there's automated and artificial intelligence that young people are able to use now. So rather than asking their mama or their big mama information, they're asking the bots. And the bots are giving them insights and guiding them in new ways. So I would just say, how can we leverage technology? How can young people continue to leverage technology in a way that leads towards positive change in ways that allows them to manifest their creative dreams?
Yes, I love that. I mean, technology is not necessarily the enemy.
Exactly.
Okay, there are some good resources there.
I agree.
Don't listen to Big Mom about everything.
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
Hey, I might help you out.
Exactly.
I love that. When it comes to moving forward as a community, for the average person watching who may not be an artist but would like to support Black art, what's your recommendation?
There's several recommendations. The first recommendation would be a resource that the Houston Arts Alliance offers, which is a cultural calendar. And it's not just segmented specifically to Black art, but all of the arts, but you can categorically go in there and choose your preferences, click update, and it'll share all the different programs on a cultural calendar. So that's one resource that I'll share. Another is the resource of HoustonBANF.org. Which the Houston BAMF, you can see all the awardees that we've deeply funded it and supported. Over $5 million has been deeply invested in Black and brown artists and cultural workers and cultural organizations. So go to that website, see if there's an organization that you can invest in, that you could be a patron of, that you can volunteer with. You never know what support looks like. And if you have an opportunity to deeply invest in them, I say reach out.
Okay, all right, dig deep. Okay.
Dig deep.
Hey, there we go. Thank you so much for educating us on this. You guys check out the Black Arts Movement for more, and we'll be right back after this. Thank you for joining us for this episode, and thank you to our guests. All right, Chris, what is your final thought when it comes to what people should take away this Black History Month, 2026?
I think people should take away the fact that unity and community actually starts with us. We have to prepare for our future. 100 years from now, what are our generations going to think about the decisions that we made? And I hope that through the crew of Porous, that we are setting the examples of what excellent Black history looks like.
Yes, excellent indeed. All right, Bam. What do we got?
Yeah, so I think it's important this Black History Month that we really think about the local artists in your neighborhood, in your community that you can deeply invest in. Go to a concert, go to a movie premiere, go purchase Black art. It's important for us to deeply invest in the now of our local but also national leaders, our glocal artists.
Oh, I love that. You got a whole new term for us. All right, making history over here too. All right, guys, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Chattin with Chelsea. Keep up with us on social at Chelsea Show Fox, and we'll see you on the next Chattin with Chelsea.